Welcome to a very special episode of Kapow. I'm Jill.
And I'm Elliott. So Jill, what makes this episode of Kapow so special?
Well, it's Free Comic Book Day and we're here in Kinokuniya.
Located at the Galleries Plaza on George Street, Sydney.
Now, Free Comic Book Day is always so much fun, so come with us and we'll go check out the awesome cosplay and comics.
Your free show bag, and what comics would you like?
Could I get DC Superhero Girls and Rock?
DC superheroes and
I've just picked up my free show bag from Comics Counter 1 here at Kinokuniya, and let's take a look at what's inside. Okay, we got some info on Supernova and Smash. The two conventions coming up later this year, looking forward to that. We have vouchers for Event Cinemas, which is going to come in so much handy when Suicide Squad comes out later. We have, oh my gosh, 20% off vouchers for Kinokuniya, so after you pick up your free comics you can go and buy some more, why not? We also have some comics. There's One Punch Man and Civil War 2, so that's really cool. And after all that, you can still pick another two comics, so I selected DC Superhero Girls, which is so cute, and I really want all the dolls, it's just adorable. And I got Rom. Now, this is a comic that was written in the 80s by Marvel and based on a superhero action figure toy. So it's been revamped by IDW, and I'm looking forward to checking that out.
Valerie here today, the marketing manager for Kinokuniya. Hey, do you want to tell us a little bit about what's going on today?
Hi, so today is Kino Free Comic Book Day and we're celebrating our 10th anniversary. So we've been doing this for 10 years, which is pretty amazing.
Happy 10th birthday. Don't look a day over 9.
Thank you. I try.
So it's packed today. Do you think there's a really good vibe? It feels like there's a great energy happening today.
The energy has been so amazing. Everyone's just been fantastic. The number of people coming into the store has been so overwhelming, but everyone has been so lovely, and it's a really great feeling to see that there are so many comic book fans out there, and so many people wanting to read comic books and be involved in the day. It's an amazing energy.
Yeah, you can definitely see through people just wearing t-shirts or like coming dressed up in cosplay. Do you think there's been a really good turnout?
The turnout has been spectacular, above and beyond our expectations, and also the way that people have been conducting themselves as well has been so amazing, and we feel so blessed that so many people want to come here.
Yeah, no, it's been amazing, especially from the big kids to the little kids. I feel like it's a really age-inclusive day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been really great to see the little kids. There's a little girl dressed up as Wonder Woman right now. That's so adorable, so cute. You know, you've got teenagers, you've got parents, you've got older people, and it's just great to see that there are audiences of all ages getting involved. Yeah,
that's a great way. So, what's your tip? Like, what's the one free comic book that you think everyone should walk out of here with?
That's a really tough one, but I think that my favorite would be Civil War. That would be my number one, but you know, watched the movie, loved it, loved the story. So yeah, Civil War for me. That's the winner.
Excellent. Thanks. Well, thanks so much for talking to us.
Thanks for talking to me.
Hey guys, one of the best things about Free Comic Book Day is meeting the amazing artists that are here and available to speak to us. And I'm here with Louie Joyce. How are you, Louie?
Good, I'm very good.
How was Free Comic Book Day for you today?
It's great, it's just getting started, but already it's packed out. There's heaps of people, heaps of costumes, heaps of enthusiasm, heaps of passion.
Excellent, that's what we like to see. And what's new for today, Louie?
For my personal work, I have 2 new books, Hodgepodge and Mishmash. Mishmash collects short comics that I've illustrated, and Hodgepodge collects drawings, art, illustration, stuff like that. So yeah, 2 new books, new prints, doing sketches, chatting.
Excellent. And how long have you been in the art world?
I've been drawing for as long as I can remember. I've been reading comics forever and wanted to be a comic artist forever. But I've been doing it for the past 4-5 years, like really focusing on it, and it's gone really well.
Excellent. It does look like it's going very well. And what's your advice to some young artists out there who's looking at Kapow and just wondering where to begin and where to start?
Practice, practice, practice on the drawing side of things. Do things that you love. Draw what you're passionate about. Find really good people to collaborate with. That's always like one of the best things about comics is the collaborative kind of nature of it. And if you find a really good writer to work with, your work just improves. It's fun, have fun with it. That's my main thing.
Excellent, excellent. And for the big question of today is, which side are you on? Seems that there's an East versus West going on here at Kinokuniya. Which side would you be on, sir?
That's tough because I just love both sides so much. I gotta go with West because of my boy Aquaman.
Thank you so much, Louie, for joining us here at Kapow.
No worries, thank you for having me.
I'm here with veteran illustrator and comic book writer Queenie Chan in the artist alley at Kinokuniya. Hi, Queenie.
Hello, how are you?
Good. So, now you've been drawing and writing for a really long time now. Can you tell us how you got started in prose and illustration?
Well, firstly, unlike a lot of people who did comics, I didn't start drawing when I was a kid. I only picked up drawing when I was 18, and as a child I preferred to write than to draw. But after a while I realized that I wanted to tell my own stories in a visual way, so I thought the best way to do it is to pick up a pencil and give it a go. And I did, and I read a manga when I was 17 called Rurouni Kenshin that, for whatever reason, inspired me to pick up that pencil and give it a try. And so I probably owe a lot to that particular manga. Yeah, so that's how I got started.
Yeah, it was very popular. I remember reading that one too. I like it a lot. So people that are trying to break into that sort of market now as an illustrator or a writer, is there any sort of advice you could give to those people in how to break into writing and comics?
I would say that the market has changed a fair bit. Ever since I started drawing, within 6 years I got a publishing deal with a publisher called Tokyo Pop in LA, and it was for a series called The Dreaming. That was a horror story that's about a haunted school in the Australian bush. That was unusual because back then the Tokyo Pop did an unusual thing. What they did was that they just threw out this open call on the internet to find international artists, and that's how I got my foot into the door. And now I look back and realize it's actually a very unusual time for any publisher out there to do that. And so if you were going to ask me now, how would you get a foot into the industry, I would say the methods have changed and times have changed drastically. There's also things like social media, and publishing has also changed a lot, not to mention YouTube. Back in 2004, there wasn't all these distractions, there weren't all these other things and ways to reach out to people. And again, the landscape is once again changing and revolutionizing, and there's ebooks now. So while there is a lot of ways to reach people nowadays, there's also a lot more competition. So if you're going to ask me how to do the same thing as I did in 2004, I would say, I'm sorry, I really don't know. Because times have changed so much.
Yeah, that's true. So is there a way that someone could make themselves more noticeable to a wide variety of people that might be interested in their work?
At the end of the day, it is about doing good work and not just good art, but good storytelling. I wish I could say that if you are a good storyteller and a good artist, then you will get a fan following naturally. But from what I could tell, that's not really the case. There are a lot of competition out there, a lot of good people. Sometimes I think it does pay to go out and reach a new audience, try and find ways to talk to people off the internet. I think that's one thing I could recommend. You also meet a lot of people through work, so if you are doing illustration for a job and you're trying to go for freelance, you really have to go out there and you need to network just get new clients, not just that, but just meet new people and hope for new opportunities to come along.
Yeah, that's a really good tip. So your latest book is Fabled Kingdom, and you've got part 3 coming out. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, it's a kind of subversive little fairy tale story. It's an adventure story about Little Red Riding Hood who goes on an adventure because she finds out her grandmother isn't her real grandmother. Her real grandmother are both queens of powerful kingdoms. And so she decides to go on this venture to find out more about who she is and where she comes from. Yeah, so it's a YA story, but it can skew younger, it can skew older, so it was good fun to draw because it is a fairy tale mashup actually, so she runs into a lot of different fairy tale characters as well. So that was a lot of, doing it it's quite relaxing, it's a lot of fun for me, yeah, so I enjoy it.
Oh, that's awesome. So you're working on some projects for BentoNet. Can you tell us a bit about what that is?
Sure, the BentoNet is an online comics retailer, though it does sell books as well. And the purpose of it is to create an aggregate site for Australians to sell their comics on. Now, this website, it's not like a conventional online bookstore site because it runs entirely off print on demand. So there's no warehousing and there's no double shipping. We use Ingram Spark for our printer. So you set up your book there and you print a copy and then you just send it off. And because the basis of this website is to connect small presses with independent bookstores, so when someone places an order through the system, a customer, they can choose a bookstore to handle it. So any participating bookstore, the moment the customer pays for the order, the bookstore will get the order and they will order from Ingram to have it shipped to the customer or have the customer pick it up in store. Yeah, so the idea is that to create a kind of community-oriented website where people can find Australian comics and fiction and involve bookstores in the whole process so that bookstores are aware if anything's selling well, and they might order a few more copies and stock a few more of those books into the store.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, so it's meant to be an infinite bookshelf for indie bookstores.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for speaking with us and enjoy the rest of Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm here with comic writer Sorab Del Rio. Sorab, nice to meet you.
Great, thanks for having me on the show.
Anytime. What's your favourite thing about Free Comic Book Day?
Well, apart from the free comics and the sales, the cosplayers, there's a girl just looking like an X-Men Jubilee, and she's stolen my heart today. Yeah.
Those cosplayers. What do we have here today?
Well, we have the range of Silver Fox Comics books. Our latest book is Basil the Bogan Barbarian in Sydney's Zombie Apocalypse. And what we're doing here is we're trying to make an Aussie action hero. The United States is Captain America, London has James Bond, and now Sydney has Basil the Bogan Barbarian and his wife Shazza defending family and home in a Sydney zombie apocalypse.
Excellent. Sounds like a riot. Where did your inspiration for writing comic books come from?
Well, I've always loved comic books. My parents met kind of because of cosplay, actually. So there's a chance for Jubilee and I to actually get together, I'd say, now that I think of it. So my parents met at cosplay, not a cosplay, but at a fancy dress party. My dad was dressed up as Zorro, and my mother loved Zorro, and that was his in to talk to her. And ever since then, we've always been into adventure stuff. We had Zorro comics in the house. We just had comics all the way through. My dad's a big adventure fan. He was a black belt martial artist, so we liked stuff like, Master of Kung Fu. Yeah, we've always just been into comics from as a kid. So, but not so much. I love the spandex, but I really love stuff like Conan. Yeah, Master of Kung Fu. Heroes that are human. Yeah, not necessarily superpowered. Yeah.
Excellent. Speaking of Zorro, you've actually written for Zorro.
That was actually our very first venture when we first started. Yeah, we got the rights. Initially, we were going to reprint Zorro, and I thought that's actually not my dream. I wanted to actually write comics and create comics. So we approached Zorro Productions with an original story, and they said, "Sorab, who are you? And have you done comics before?" I said, "No." "Do you have a studio?" "No, I don't have a studio. But I've got an amazing idea." So I pitched the idea to them, and they loved it, and they allowed me to do 2 issues of Zorro, which were released in Australia and news agencies in, I think, 2011. Yeah.
So you're the man that saved Zorro.
Yeah, we mixed up Zorro with the supernatural, with hallucinogenic drugs. Yeah, we really created a different edgy kind of Zorro. Yeah, so it was very adventurous. Yeah.
And do you have any advice for young writers out there who are trying to get into the world of comics?
You need to make stuff that connects with people. So, what we're trying to do is make stuff that's meaningful. A lot of people seem to set stories that are New York or London, but we're in Australia, so we needed a hero. We needed an Aussie action hero, and that's what I set a story that was local, that meant something to people here. You see same locations, but it doesn't need to be about Sydney, it could be about an emotional connection, but things have to connect at an emotional level.
Excellent. Well said. Sorab Del Rio, thank you for joining Kapow.
Thanks very much for having me on here, and happy Free Comic Book Day.
We're here at Kinokuniya with the comics consultant and buyer, Chewie, and he's going to tell us about this year's cosplay photo book.
Hi Jill, hi everyone. So this year we're very proud to have our very first Kinokuniya cosplay book. It's going to be a photo book of our contestants in our cosplay competition. So anyone's invited to join. You just have to join the competition itself, fill in the form, and take yes.
Great. So now I heard there's pre-order. You can order the book for this year.
Yep. So for the book, we will normally retail at $45, and you can buy it after the day. But for today only, it'll be at $39.99, which is a pretty good discount. We've produced this particular book as a sample, so people can flick through them to see the quality of the book. And yeah, I mean, if we do say so ourselves, it's a pretty good-looking book. So I think everyone will be pretty happy to be involved.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Yeah,
Thanks
and
for...
of course you're involved as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey guys, I'm at Counter 2, and this is just some of the free stuff you can get at Free Comic Book Day. First up is Stray Bullets. Now, this is a hefty over 1,000 pages of free comic book. It's pretty awesome, and you're lucky to get it because it's pretty rare. And next up, we have a Western interpretation of Attack on Titan. It features some amazing art, and this is just some of the free stuff you can get at Free Comic Book Day.
So we're here today with Super ShowGirl Cosplay. Hi, how's it going?
Hi,
So can you tell us a little bit about who you're dressed as today?
I am dressed as Storm from the Marvel Now comics. There's so many different versions, and I've seen all the other versions, but I have yet to see someone do this version, so why not let me start?
And you brought it out for Free Comic Book Day today?
Hoping to get free comics, and I did. Yes, the costume works, so dress up like this, you get free comics.
That's really great advice.
It is, it is.
So it's been a pretty great turnout today. What do you think about the whole day?
My hands have been tired going this. Every time they see me to pose, I don't like to pose like with a cosplay, you just pose like that. No, this is not girly thing. This is like X-Men, right? So my hands has always been, can I have a photo with you? Can I have a photo with you? So I'm like really tired, but I'm loving it. The best part is not a lot of people recognize this particular costume. And there's this little kid that came up to me. Can I have a photo with you? I said, do you know the costume? Yes, I know, it's Storm. I told you, Mommy, it's Storm. Don't you know? That was so cute. He was turning at his mom for not knowing the costume. So it was awesome. There were lots of children that came up to take photos with me, that recognized me, more than the adults.
That's kind of what's really nice about Free Comic Book Day. It's
Yes.
for everybody, for all ages.
Yes.
And I think you can just tell just by looking around.
I attract a lot of the children. Yes, especially for the eyes.
Yeah, so they're not afraid of you. They definitely know you're a hero then.
They know the character, Storm. That's what I like about it.
But you are Storm.
I do it for the kids. I love children, and cosplay for me, the look of a child that comes up to you and appreciate you, that means the world to me.
So would you say that's what Free Comic Book Day is all about?
Free Comic Book Day is about comics for the children, really. Not for us old people. Well,
and the big kids.
you know, yeah, big kids too, but I think for the children, most probably, it brings up their imagination, you know, and helps them to get more. You buy one comic, and if you like it, then you have to come again next week and keep buying number 2, number 3, number 4. So Free Comic Book Day is a very good strategy to get people to come to comic book stores and buy more comics.
It's a good hook. I like to pick up one that I haven't tried before, and then, you know, it's like a free sampler.
Yes, when I go to a comic book store, like I saw Chewie just now, I said to him, I want anything DC and Marvel only, because I'm a Marvel and DC girl. So that's my favorite. So I'm waiting for my free comics.
Excellent. Oh, well, we'll be waiting.
Yes. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey guys, we're here at Free Comic Book Day, and I'm here with Hayden Fryer. How are you, Hayden?
Good, yourself?
Yeah, great, mate. What do you love about Free Comic Book Day?
Free comics, so you can't go wrong with a free comic now, can you?
Exactly. And what do you have here in your selection table?
So I've got the first 2 issues of my new comic book series, Cobber. It's an Australian Western. And I've also got the collected edition of Darkest Night, so the first volume in the graphic novel series. The edition I've got here is actually an artist edition, so it's a special edition. It has an extra 10 or so pages on the process of how I went about creating the comic.
Excellent. And what's some advice that you'd give to young creators out there who's looking for some guidance?
just make a comic. All you really need is a piece of paper, a pencil, and if you really want to do multiple copies, a photocopy in your set, you can even use your home printer. So there's nothing really stopping anyone from making comics. That's the best thing about them.
That's some great advice. Well, thank you, Mr. Fryer.
If you could walk out of here with one comic, like what's the one thing that you have to buy today?
Suicide Squad.
Would be something like Batman, something like in the Arkham series.
Mangas. Yeah.
10% off, right on the wall, right?
Mangas.
Or I've been eyeing the next volume of Scott Pilgrim or Transmetropolitan.
I need to stock up my Nightwing collection actually. I'm running a little bit low at the moment.
Well, I'm a big 2000 AD fan and they did actually have like a put together of that. So anything 2000 AD Judge Dredd or ABC Warriors related, which I've gotten, so I'm pretty happy.
Awesome! Sounds like you're having a winner of a day.
I'm Flippa Dip and I'm Flippa May May.
Kapow!
Thanks for joining us on Free Comic Book Day here at Kino, guys.
We had such a great time. We saw a lot
so
of
much fun.
cosplayers, artists, and everyone was pretty damn happy with their free comic book.
It was so much fun. Now don't forget to visit your local comic book shop, check out their selection of comics, and Free Comic Book Day is the first Saturday of May every year.
Tune in next time to Kapow.